Hey everyone, and welcome back. You're diving deep into the world of entrepreneurship today. And today we're tackling something that's absolutely crucial for success, whether you're, just starting out or you've been at it for a while.
hmm
Personal finance for entrepreneurs. We're going deep on an episode called Personal Finance Tips for Entrepreneurs
Okay.
to help you navigate this often overlooked
Yeah.
aspect of building a thriving business.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about this particular episode is that it doesn't shy away from the reality that for many entrepreneurs, the lines between personal and business finances
Right.
can get a bit blurry.
It's so true. And that's why this deep dive is so important.
Yeah.
The source material really drives home the point that
Yeah,
taking care of your personal finances is just as important as managing your business finances.
absolutely.
In fact, they're often two sides of the same coin.
That's a great way to put it. And one of the first things this episode tackles is budgeting, a cornerstone of healthy finances, whether you're running a business or not.
Yeah, for sure.
You've probably heard of the 50-30-20 rule.
Right.
50% of your income goes to essentials, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and investments.
Yep.
But here's where it gets interesting for entrepreneurs.
Right. The source material suggests tweaking this classic rule just a bit. Instead of 50-30-20, it recommends a 50-20-30 split.
Exactly.
If entrepreneurs bumping up that savings and investment portion to 30%.
Exactly. And there's a really good reason for this. When you're an entrepreneur, your income can be a lot less predictable than a traditional 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
That extra 10% can make a huge difference in helping you weather those inevitable ups and downs.
It's like building a financial cushion for those lean months when a big client project ends or,
Yeah,
new product launch doesn't quite take off as planned.
right.
That 30% gives you a bit more breathing room.
Speaking of breathing room, that brings us to another essential element. Highlighted in the source material,
Yep.
the emergency fund. They really stress that this is non-negotiable for entrepreneurs.
I think a lot of people hear emergency fund and they think, oh, that's for unexpected medical bills or car repairs.
Right.
But for entrepreneurs, those financial bumps in the road can be related to the business itself.
Exactly. An unexpected equipment breakdown, a sudden drop in sales, a client who delays payment, any of those things
Oh, yeah.
can throw a wrench in your plans, and that's where having a solid emergency fund can truly save the day.
The episode recommends having 3 to 6 months worth of personal expenses set aside, and they even give a concrete example.
Okay.
Let's say your monthly expenses are around $3,000. That means aiming for an emergency fund of $9,000 to $18,000.
I know that might seem like a big number, but...
Think of it this way. It's an investment in your peace of mind.
Right.
When you know you have a financial safety net, you can focus on running your business without constantly worrying about what-ifs. And for entrepreneurs, that peace of mind can be priceless.
Let's tackle the elephant in the room, debt. It's
Right.
something that almost everyone has to deal with at some point, and entrepreneurs are no exception. And here's where the source material does a great job of making an important distinction.
Okay.
It's not all about avoiding debt altogether.
Right.
It's about understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt.
Okay. Unpack that for us. What's the difference?
Good debt is debt that's used strategically to grow your business. Think of a business loan to expand your operations, invest in new equipment, or launch a new product line. This type of debt can actually help you generate more income in the long run.
So it's like leveraging debt to create opportunities for growth, right?
Exactly. Bad debt, on the other hand, is the kind that weighs you down and doesn't really serve a strategic purpose. High-interest credit card debt is a classic example.
Yep.
They use a really striking example in the episode. A $10,000 credit card balance with an 18% interest rate.
Ouch. Yeah, I can already see the interest payments piling up.
Right. And that's money that could be going towards building your business or investing in your future. The source material then dives into some strategies for tackling debt like the avalanche and snowball methods.
These are super interesting approaches that I think a lot of people find helpful. The avalanche method focuses on paying down the debt with the highest interest rate first, while the snowball method focuses on knocking out the smallest debt first, even if it has a lower interest rate.
Both methods have their pros and cons. The avalanche method is all about saving the most money on interest in the long run, while the snowball method focuses on those quick wins that can keep you motivated.
It's almost like choosing your weapon against debt. You pick the one that best suits your personality and your financial situation. Now, shifting gears a bit, the source material also dives into investments, which can be a bit trickier for entrepreneurs.
That's because, unlike folks with traditional jobs, Entrepreneurs often don't have employer-sponsored retirement plans.
Right. No 401k, matching contributions, or anything like that. So it's even more important for entrepreneurs to take charge of their own retirement planning.
And the episode doesn't just stop at the usual IRAs, which I think a lot of people are familiar with. It goes on to highlight SEP IRAs and solo 401k options, specifically designed for self-employed individuals.
Okay, I'm curious about those. What's the advantage of these types of accounts for entrepreneurs?
Well, they offer some pretty attractive benefits. For starters, SEP IRAs and solo 401ks often have higher contribution limits than traditional IRAs.
So you could potentially sock away more money for retirement each year.
Exactly. And they can also come with some tax advantages depending on your individual situation.
Hmm.
Now, within the world of IRAs, the episode also touches upon the differences between traditional and Roth IRAs, which have different tax implications.
Right. With traditional IRA, you get a tax deduction up front, but you pay taxes on the withdrawals in retirement. With a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax dollars, but the withdrawals in retirement are tax-free.
It can be a bit confusing to navigate, but the source material makes it clear that it's worth taking the time to understand which type of IRA is best for you, especially as an entrepreneur.
It's like figuring out which tool in your financial toolbox is going to be the most effective for your particular situation.
Exactly. And that brings us to another key takeaway from the episode:
Okay.
the power of diversifying your income streams.
I'm a big believer in this one. When you're an entrepreneur, relying solely on your business for income can feel like riding a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Building multiple income streams, even passive ones, can create a much smoother ride.
And it doesn't have to be complicated. They give some really great examples in the source material, like renting out property.
Yeah, and you don't even need to own a whole apartment building. Maybe you have a spare room. You can rent out an Airbnb or a parking space. You can list on a parking app.
It's all about leveraging the resources you already have to create additional income streams.
Another example they mentioned was dividend-paying stocks.
Hmm.
This is a great option for entrepreneurs who are comfortable with the stock market and looking to build wealth over time.
And remember, diversifying your investments is just as important as diversifying your income. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
They also touched upon creating and selling digital products, which feels very on brand for the entrepreneurial spirit.
I love that idea. Think ebooks, online courses, templates, stock photos, music. The possibilities are endless.
It's like turning your knowledge and expertise into a tangible asset that can generate income passively. But of course, as an entrepreneur, there's one topic that we can't avoid.
Taxes.
Taxes.
Ah, yes. The unavoidable reality of being your own boss. The source material really underscores how taxes can be more complex for entrepreneurs.
It makes sense, right? Unlike employees who have taxes withheld automatically from their paychecks, entrepreneurs have to be a lot more proactive about managing both their personal and business taxes.
The episode strongly recommends paying estimated taxes quarterly, which can help avoid those big penalties come tax season.
And honestly, who needs the added stress of a huge tax bill looming over your head? It's about staying organized and on top of your obligations throughout the year.
Speaking of staying organized, they also talked about the importance of understanding and maximizing business deductions.
Now, this is where things can get a bit tricky, right? There's so many potential deductions for entrepreneurs, but you really have to know what you're doing to make sure you're claiming everything you're entitled to.
Exactly. They gave some examples like office supplies, travel expenses, professional fees, even a portion of your cell phone bill if you use it for business.
But the key is meticulous record keeping.
Hmm.
They suggest using digital apps to make the process a little less painful.
That's where technology can really be a lifesaver for entrepreneurs. It takes the headache out of manually tracking every receipt and makes it easier to categorize expenses and generate reports when it's time to file your taxes.
So we've covered a lot of ground here, from budgeting and emergency funds to debt management, investments, and the always fun topic of taxes.
We have.
But there's one final piece of the personal finance puzzle for entrepreneurs that the source material highlights.
And that is the power of setting clear financial goals.
This is something that can get lost in the day-to-day hustle of running a business.
For sure.
It's easy to get caught up in putting out fires and chasing immediate deadlines.
Right.
But without clear financial goals, it's like sailing without a map. You might be moving, but you don't know where you're headed.
They mentioned some common goals for entrepreneurs, like paying off debt, saving for retirement, or hitting specific income targets.
Having these concrete goals in place can help you stay focused and motivated,
Absolutely.
and allows you to create a financial roadmap to get you where you want to go.
They even suggest breaking down those bigger goals into smaller, more manageable milestones.
Absolutely. It's a classic strategy for a reason. Breaking down a huge goal, like saving for retirement, into smaller monthly or even weekly targets can make it feel much less overwhelming. And each small win can fuel your motivation to keep going. So in this part of our deep dive, we've explored those essential elements of personal finance for entrepreneurs, laying a solid foundation for financial success. We've talked about budgeting, emergency funds, debt management, investment strategies, and the importance of understanding your tax obligations.
And we've emphasized the often overlooked power of diversifying your income,
Yes.
maximizing deductions, and setting clear financial goals that align with your vision for your business and your life.
But this is just the beginning.
It
In the next part of this deep dive, we're going to delve even deeper into the practical applications of these concepts. We'll explore specific strategies, real-world examples, and actionable tips to help you take control of your finances and build a solid financial foundation for your entrepreneurial journey. Stay tuned.
Looking forward to it. Welcome back to our deep dive into personal finance for entrepreneurs. In part one, we laid the groundwork, covering the foundational elements, budgeting emergency funds, managing debt investment strategies, and navigating the world of taxes.
And now let's roll up our sleeves and get into the practical side of things. We talked about the importance of diversifying your income streams. Let's brainstorm some ways entrepreneurs can actually make that happen.
The beauty of diversifying is that it's all about finding what fits your skills and passions. The source material brought up renting out property, which is a classic example of passive income.
Yes. And you don't need to become a real estate mogul overnight. Maybe you rent out a spare room on Airbnb. List your parking space on a parking app, or even offer storage space in your garage.
The sharing economy has opened up so many possibilities.
Right.
It's about looking at what you already have and seeing if it has income-generating potential.
And then there's the world of dividend-paying stocks for someone who's comfortable navigating the stock market. This can be a great way to build wealth gradually.
But just like with any investment, diversification is key.
Right.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Spread your investments across different types of assets to manage risk.
Speaking of diversification, what about creating and selling digital products? That feels like a natural fit for a lot of entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. Especially if you're already creating valuable content or have a unique skill set.
Right.
Think about those ebooks we mentioned, online courses, templates, even stock photos or music.
It's like taking your expertise and packaging it into a product that people can buy and benefit from even while you sleep.
The key is to identify a need in your target market and create something that provides real value. Solve a problem, teach a skill, offer entertainment, or inspire creativity.
Now let's circle back to the topic of taxes, which can be a major headache for entrepreneurs. The episode we're discussing strongly recommends hiring an accountant, especially as your business grows.
I couldn't agree more. A good accountant can be an entrepreneur's best friend. They can help you navigate those complex tax laws, uncover deductions and credits you might have missed, and ensure you're staying on the right side of the IRS.
It's not just about staying compliant.
Right.
It's also about being strategic.
Exactly. An accountant can help you structure your business and finances in a way that minimizes your tax liability legally and ethically. It's like having a financial strategist in your corner.
They mention the home office deduction as a common example.
If you're running your business from home, which many entrepreneurs do, especially in the early stages, you can deduct a portion of your rent or mortgage utilities and other home-related expenses.
That can add up to significant savings. But as we touched upon earlier, meticulous record keeping is essential. The source material recommends using digital apps for expense tracking. What are your thoughts on that?
I think those apps are game changers for entrepreneurs. They take the pain out of manually tracking every little expense and make it much easier to categorize everything and generate those all-important reports come tax time.
Plus, having all your financial data organized and at your fingertips can be incredibly empowering. It allows you to make informed decisions and spot trends in your spending.
Speaking of informed decisions, let's leap back to goal setting, which the episode emphasizes as crucial for personal finance success. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs who are setting financial goals?
I think it all starts with using the SMART goals framework. Make sure your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
The classic SMART framework for the win. It's amazing how many people set vague goals like save more money or make more sales.
Exactly. Those types of goals don't give you much to work with. Instead, aim for something concrete, like save $10,000 for a down payment on a new office space by December 2025, or increase website traffic by 20% in the next quarter.
That level of specificity gives you a clear target to aim for and allows you to break down that bigger goal into smaller, more manageable steps.
And speaking of breaking things down, they also recommend reviewing your goals regularly and adjusting them as needed.
hmm
Life throws curveballs, and your priorities might shift over time.
Flexibility is essential. Your goals should be adaptable to your evolving needs and circumstances. Don't be afraid to course correct along the way.
So far, we focused on the practical nuts and bolts of managing money, budgeting, saving, investing, handling debt, and planning for taxes. But there's another layer to this that's just as important, if not more so.
You're talking about the mindset piece, right?
Exactly.
Mm.
Your mindset can make or break your financial success. It's not just about the numbers. It's about your beliefs, attitudes, and habits around money.
I love that you're bringing this up. The source material touches on this as well, highlighting the importance of shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on the opportunities that surround you. Believe in your ability to create wealth and attract abundance.
It's a subtle but powerful shift, and it ties into another important mindset shift, viewing money as a tool, not an end in itself.
Money is a resource that can be used to fuel your dreams, support your lifestyle, and make a positive impact on the world.
It's about aligning your financial goals with your values and purpose.
And that brings me to another mindset shift that I think is crucial for entrepreneurs cultivating a growth mindset when it comes to your finances.
That's so important. Be open to learning, experimenting, and adapting your strategies as you gain experience.
Embrace the journey and view setbacks as opportunities for growth.
And don't be afraid to seek support and guidance along the way. The entrepreneurial journey can be a lonely one, but it doesn't have to be.
This is where the power of community comes in.
Surrounding yourself with supportive peers, mentors, and advisors can provide invaluable insights, encouragement, and accountability.
And sometimes just knowing that you're not alone in the challenges can make all the difference.
Absolutely. It's about building a network of people who understand the unique demands of entrepreneurship and can offer support and guidance based on their own experiences.
We've explored the practical applications of key personal finance concepts, delved into the importance of mindset, and highlighted the power of community. But our deep dive isn't over yet.
In part 3, we'll bring it all together, sharing some final insights and valuable resources to empower you on your journey to financial freedom. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. In this final part of our deep dive into personal finance for entrepreneurs, we're going to tie everything together and leave you with some actionable takeaways to put you in the driver's seat of your financial journey.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the building blocks of budgeting and saving to those more strategic elements like tax planning and investment strategies.
And we've explored how important your mindset is, the power of community, and embracing that this is a journey of continuous learning and growth. So where do we go from here? What are some of the key principles that entrepreneurs can start applying to their financial lives right away?
One that really resonated with me from the source material was the idea of paying yourself first.
Oh, yeah.
It's so simple,
Yeah.
yet so powerful.
It's about making your financial well-being a priority, right? Instead of waiting to see what's left at the end of the month, you automatically set aside a portion of your income for savings and investments.
Exactly. It takes discipline, but it's a habit that can pay off in huge ways down the road. And it goes hand in hand with having a clear budget so you know where your money is going.
Because when you're aware of your spending patterns, you can make conscious choices about where you want your money to flow. It's about aligning your spending with your values and your goals.
Another key principle, especially in the ever-changing world of entrepreneurship, is to stay informed and be adaptable. The financial landscape is constantly evolving, so be open to learning new things and adjusting your strategies as needed.
That could involve reading books, listening to podcasts like this one, attending workshops, or even working with a financial advisor to get personalized guidance.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to tap into the expertise of others. It's like building a financial dream team to support you along the way.
Now, we spent a lot of time talking about the practical side of managing money, but let's not forget about the emotional aspect. For a lot of entrepreneurs, money can be a source of stress, worry, or even fear.
That's so true. And that's why developing a healthy relationship with money is crucial.
Right.
It's just as important as understanding the mechanics of budgeting or investing.
What does that look like in practice? How do you cultivate a healthy relationship with money?
It starts with being honest with yourself about your financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to bury your head in the sand if you're dealing with debt or feeling overwhelmed.
But that avoidance only makes things worse in the long run. It's about facing your fears head on and taking proactive steps to regain control.
And it also involves shifting your perspective from scarcity to abundance.
Instead of dwelling on what you don't have, appreciate what you do have, and cultivate a sense of gratitude. It's about recognizing the resources and opportunities that are available to you.
And remembering that money is a tool, not a measure of your worth. It's a resource that can help you create the life you want, but it doesn't define who you are as a person.
This brings us to a point that's woven throughout the source material, the idea of aligning your financial goals with your values and purpose.
It's about asking yourself those big questions. What are you passionate about? What impact do you want to make in the world?
And how can you use your financial resources to support those passions and make that impact?
When your financial goals are in sync with your values and your vision, it's amazing how much more motivated and purposeful you'll feel about managing your money.
It's not just about achieving financial success. It's about creating a life that feels meaningful and aligned with who you are at your core.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into personal finance for entrepreneurs, I want to leave you with this thought. The journey to financial freedom isn't about reaching a specific destination. It's about the ongoing process of learning, growing, and evolving.
It's about embracing the challenges, celebrating the successes, and trusting that you have the power to shape your financial future.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Build your community, tap into resources, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
We hope this deep dive has equipped you with the insights and tools you need to embark on your financial journey with confidence and purpose. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to create the financial future you desire.